Kia ora and welcome back to NZOWN. Today we are joined by Ben from Goldenhorse. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You guys have just recently released your third album, Reporter. Must have been quite a relief or a release to actually get that out there to the public.
Yeah. It takes way too long to get between one record to another. Yeah, I kind of always thought it would be like when I was a kid and records came out every 6 months by a band, but it's not. It takes a lot longer than that for some reason. So no, it was very nice to get it made and out there.
It's not only just a matter of time as far as an album getting out there every 6 months. It costs you a hell of a lot of money, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they're expensive things, especially the way that we make them. We're not quick at making decisions about things, so it's a struggle. Whereas some bands, I think, get prepared in the first place, go in, slam it out. We tend to sort of take our time over decisions, so that makes it a little more pricey. Having said that, we're a little faster than usual this time, like quite a lot faster than we usually are this time. Yeah.
Because you're not stingy when it comes to putting music together. You've always been a band which are very heavy on layering and concentrating on putting out a really well-rounded, a well-developed product. So that must kind of lengthen the process quite a lot.
Yeah, it does. Every time you add a new part to it, then it kind of reacts differently with the parts that are already there, and you need to make decisions so that hopefully the end product is eloquent and not just full, because full isn't necessarily good.
The first album, Riverhead, like when you guys were putting that together, was that a number of different studio sessions? Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah, we started out at a place called C-Trans House, which was basically a dirty old building with holes in the ceiling and stuff, which was down sort of on 4th Street in downtown Auckland. And then we shifted out there pretty soon. I think people got kicked out or something like that. There's a court case about that anyway. But eventually we ended up moving to a house up in the Waitakeris called Quinns Road, 51 I think, Quinns Road, which was really beautiful, had an amazing view. We set up a studio there with some gear that was lent to us, and made pretty much the rest of the record out there. We added a couple of tracks, or fixed up a couple of tracks in town here at York Street as well. So yeah, it was a roundabout. And the second record, Out of the Moon, was the same. We worked at Neil Finn's place before it was revamped, and did some work at York Street and some work at Stebbings as well. So yeah.
You guys have actually just recently, was it before Reporter was released that you finished your tour of Europe?
Yeah. The sort of European summer before.
How did you enjoy that?
It was pretty amazing. Yeah, playing sort of mostly sort of German and like an Austrian and a Swiss festival in there, a few German festivals and a couple of other gigs. And I mean the European festivals, for what we saw of them and experienced of them, were pretty beautiful, amazing, beautiful, just an incredible part of the world. Germany isn't a place that people speak of a lot as being an amazing destination for something. Do you find that? It's not like France or whatever, but I think it's an incredible place. Yeah.
It must be pretty amazing, like going out there on stage with an audience who, probably don't know a hell of a lot about you, but a large audience, especially with festivals, and having that same kind of crowd that you would have, say, here in New Zealand, because you are a very popular band in New Zealand now, but them not knowing your material, so it's kind of like a clean slate. Was the response, what you'd hoped it would be?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that, what we found in general is that German audiences, and I'm saying German because they were the main gigs we did, German audiences are really, I mean, German people seem to be really into music. Fans are really into music. They're not as cliquey as English crowds are, or even New Zealand crowds, where it's very much, you pretty much decide this is the genre of music I'm into, and maybe I listen to a little bit of that as well. But Germans they hear a band and say, yeah, I like that band, I'm into them now, and they're 100% into you, and I think they make that decision in a snap. So it's actually great because the audience will come along, people that like you will stay, the people that don't like you will leave, and there'll be a big crowd of people who just
really like you.
Really love you. The downside to that is that there's 85 million of them, so you've got to do quite a few gigs before you've sold yourself to them. So it's actually, it's a huge challenge, but it's quite gratifying at the time.
What though is what is ahead for Goldenhorse?
I think more records, just more of the same but better.
Yeah.
It's like the way I like to think of it, is just keep doing what we do and focusing on the things that we do best, and performing and recording and doing more of that.
But look, thank you so much for joining me today, Ben. It's been great talking to you, and best of luck with Reporter. It's been out for a little while now, but it's always good to see it continue to grow and find its way into people's stereos. Make sure you go out and buy it. And we're going to cut now to the latest video from the album, Jump Into the Sun. So if you're watching NZOWN, this is Ben from Goldenhorse.